2, 2, 2. But then there are 2 hydrogens on the side. So if you can fit it into a general formula that says Cn H2n, but then it's the 2 on the sides plus 2. So double plus 2, then you know that it is an alkane. But then for an alkene, we take 2 of these away to form a double bond. So that means this will be gone. So an alkene, yes, so an alkene will be CnH2n. So it will just be double. If it's double the hydrogens, then you know that it's an alkene. And that's all you guys have done up to now. Alkanes or alkenes. We don't do anything else for now. So if we look at, and if you knew that, it's easy to answer this question. Yes. So let's look now what the question is saying. So I just want to make it a little bit more bigger. Is that a sentence? Okay, there. Which one of the following is an alkene? So you need to look for something that has double the H's than the C's. Yes, Kevin. B. Because this one has double the H's than the C's. Well done. Okay, then we also did only one reaction. You're going to do a lot of more reactions later on. We did only one reaction of alkanes, and we said they undergo complete combustion. Remember the equation? It's whatever it is, CnH2n plus 2, whatever it is, plus O2 will always form which 2 products? CO2 and H2O. So if you see the word complete, guys, if you see the word complete combustion, then your product is going to be CO2. If it's only partial combustion, so not complete, then it's CO. Okay, so this is complete combustion is always CO2. So think about the question before you look at the answers. You guys jump into multiple choice and you just guess what, and you need to think about them. So if you get the answer in your head first, and then you go and find the right option, then it becomes very easy. So is there an answer? What is it? D. Did you get it, Tom Tom? Great. All right, let's now look. Now, they're talking about an isomer. What is an isomer? Remember, that's one of the definitions you definitely have to know.
It has the same molecular structure but a different chemical. So the same molecular formula.
Formula. Yes. So it's got not the word structure, it's got the same molecular formula. So that means if it's C5H10, the next one must also be C5H10. But you could draw differently. So you could have a branch, or you can move the double bond. And that is now, this is very important. This question is actually very important. So you now have to see, okay, is it a chain isomer or a positional isomer? So if they tell you 2-methylpentane, if it's a positional isomer, it must still be methylpentane. Okay, because only the position is going to change. That means only the number is going to change. So please remember that. For position, it's just the position that is changing. So the number is going to change. So let's look for something that also says methylpentane. So there we go. This one says dimethylpentane. No, we don't want that. This one says methylpentane. So it could be that. This one also says methylpentane. So it could be that because they've got different numbers, but the same name. So please be careful. Okay, let's see. Now they want to know a chain isomer. So for I always like drawing it to make sure I don't get the same molecule. So pentane is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the second one, there's another carbon. So yes, there are 6 carbons. So you know that this is going to be C6. Oh, that's 6, 6. C6H. It's pentane. So how many H's will it have? 12 plus 2. It's an alkane. So when you see alkane, it's double plus 2. So it's going to be 12 plus 2, which is 14. So this thing must also have 6 carbons. So we want a chain isomer. So yes, it could be C, hexane, because hexane is C6H14. Then just look at the B as well. That's 2,2-dimethyl butane. So if we look at that one, 2,2-dimethyl butane, could it not also be right? Okay, let's look if we draw it. Butane is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2. So that means there's one here and there's one here. There's carbon there and there's carbon there. That's the longest chain, then there's 2 groups. That's the longest chain, then there's 2 groups. Why can't this be the right answer? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, that's not the longest chain. 1, 2, 3, that's not the longest chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have to start closest to the side where something is going on. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a methyl group, there's a methyl group. So this thing's name will be 2, 2 dimethyl butane. And its general formula, so that's the structural formula. The general formula will be C6H14. I've got a problem. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, sorry, I know what the problem is. So this could also be the answer. So we have a problem because can you have 2 answers for a multiple choice? No, so we need to think now. Are both those positional isomers correct? Can it be 3 methylpentane or 1 methylpentane? There's something that you're never allowed to do. What is the thing you're never allowed to do?
Isn't it you ignore the one? No.
Something to do with the 1 though. Let's draw it. 3 methylpentane would be 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's okay now. 4, 5. On the third one, there will be a methyl. So that doesn't look too bad. We can do that. Okay, so that will be the 3 methylpentane. Now we're going to draw 1 methylpentane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where must the methyl group go? On the first one. Can you see what's happening? Is it? Yes. It becomes your longest chain. Guys, please don't fall in this trap in the test. You are never allowed a 1 methyl because that makes your chain longer. Okay, never make a big note for yourself. Never 1 methyl or 2 ethyl. They are never, ever, ever allowed because they will make your chain longer. So what is the answer? We just said, can we have 1 methyl? No. Because then you'll add 2 here, so that will become the longest chain. So 1 methyl.
If it says 2 dash, doesn't it mean that it's on the second C?
Oh man, 1. 1 methyl, 1 ethyl. You can have 2 ethyl. Let's draw it. If I put another, I do this, 2 ethyl, can that exist? No, because that becomes the longest chain. So I was actually right. So you can't have 1 ethyl or methyl, but you also can't have 2 ethyl. Can't have that. Because it will mess with your longest chain. So please, for the multiple choice, don't just guess. Figure it out like we did. There's always going to be rubbish. The ones for a position that does not have the same name is going to be the rubbish. So we would have scratched that out. If there's anything that does not have 6 carbons, that would be the rubbish. So this is 5, 6. This is 5, 6. This is heptane. How many carbons does heptane have? Heptane, carbons. 7. So that would be the rubbish because we need the one. So we already know that it is one of those two. Eliminate the rubbish, and then you, 90% of the time, will be left with 2 options only. And at least you've got a 50-50 chance there. And make a star if you need to come back to it, but move on. Don't sit and stare at a multiple choice question for ages. I've seen people do that. It's not healthy. Okay, now it says, what is the IUPAC name for the hydrocarbon shown below? What is step 1 when we want to? So don't look at the answers. Go and name it yourself first. So what is the first rule when we want to name a hydrocarbon? Longest chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter. I guess everyone likes to make the straight one the longest one. Doesn't really matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be 4 carbons gives us a bute. So we already know it's bute. So we can throw away the pent and the pent. Okay, we don't need them anymore. Because can you see how quickly that happened? We just by saying that it's bute, we already threw away C and D. So we add our 50-50 already. Now we need to see, okay, which side am I going to start numbering from? Which side? So this double bond, it's normally the double bond that takes preference. But here the double bond is exactly in the middle. So it's 1, 2, then double bond, 1, 2, then double bond. But then there's an extra CH3. So where is the most stuff happening? On the left-hand side. We always want the numbers to be as small as possible. Okay, so you can see, so 2N is, so we already sorted that out by just looking at where the double bond is. You can see the double bond is after the second carbon. So it's 2N. Wait.
No, it can't be because the methyl has to be on 2.
The methyl is on 2, so it's 2 methyl. Bute. 1, 2. No, but then the carbon, the double bond, there's no answer.
Unless you have to change your longest chain.
So for it to be,
Yeah, guys, let's just think about it again. Longest chain could be either there, 1, 2, 3, 4. But that means this is still on number 2. The methyl group is still on number 2. So 2 methyl is right. The methyl group is on the second carbon and the double bond comes after the second carbon. So it should be 2 methyl, then bute. Oh, what am I doing? No dash. 2 methyl bute 2-ene.
Oh, we know the hydrogen.
Sorry?
Also, we ignore the hydrogen in the name because it's.
We always ignore the hydrogens. Guys, I don't know how that one slipped through last year.
was that even a test?
It was in last year's exam.
Oh, so everyone lost the mark.
Or they gave everyone the mark. Please, guys, if something like this happens, everyone's going to ignore you. So if you want to put your hand up now and say there's a mistake in the paper, you're wasting your time and the invigilator's time, and you're disrupting everyone in the room. No one's going to change something once the exam has started. Nothing will get changed. So what you need to do is accept, or you can say mistake in question. No answer. It should be to me, then we'll laugh nicely at you. But it has happened, guys. Mistakes are human. People make mistakes. But this is quite a, I don't know how this one slipped in though.
Maybe one of those things like pull the test button, you're like, please correct this on page.
Changing things, yeah, that does happen. Okay, now they're giving us a list of organic compounds. Pentane, dimethylpropane, and pentene. Okay, now if you look at pentane, the general formula will be double plus 2. Dimethylpropane will be double plus 2. Pentene will be just double. If you know that, it's going to make your life so much easier in exam. Okay, so they say, which could it be? Which of the above could be an IUPAC name for C5H12? Matthew, is it double or is it double plus 2?
It's double plus 2.
It's double plus 2. So which one are we throwing out?
3.
Can't be that one. So again, we've got a 50-50 choice, but now we need to make sure it's got 5 carbons. Does pentane have 5 carbons?
Yes.
Yes. Does dimethyl has already got 2 carbons, and propane has count again. Meth, eth, prop. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So it could be either one of those, guys. Don't get confused. Could be either one of those. So it could be number 1 and number 2. So the answer is C. Think about multiple choice logically. All right, now correct name again. Let's see if they got this one right. Yeah. Okay, so yes. But what's your, guys, even if they give you a monster and you've got no idea what to do, what is step 1? Find the longest chain. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be the same. Or 1, 2, 3, definitely not that. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the only thing we have is what we have now here. Double bond. The double bond is seen as the functional group, where a methyl is not a functional group. Okay.
Right, functional group is where the most energy where the
Is the-
strongest point of the chemical reaction.
Yeah, it's the atoms that makes it the whatever it is. Okay, guys, now here, what is this thing that's hanging on here? What do we call it? Methyl. There's another one. Dimethyl. There's another one. Trimethyl. So we already know it must be trimethyl. So let's look. There's a pentamethyl. Is that right?
No.
Can't be. There. Let's look for another trimethyl. There's a trimethyl. So it could be C. And it's actually the only trimethyl. So the answer is C. So this one was easy to eliminate.
Now, why don't we name that double bond?
Yeah, it is my name. Pentene. I just didn't even have to go that far because the only one that has trimethyl is this one. So we already know it's there, so I didn't have to think further.
I'm confused because you're supposed to go from the side double bonds. I always thought you're going from the right side.
You
And then
are.
You can't have one.
No, wait. Guys, please look here for the numbering for this one. You would start on the right hand side, but that one is included. So this is 1, 2, 3. So the double bond is after the second carbon. So it is pent 2-ene. Don't get confused.
Yeah.
And that was all the multiple choice questions they had last year. Okay, then they're going to make up all kinds of organic stories for you. You are not going to get confused by them because you're going to trust your training and know you can count an organic. You know that you're going to number the longest chain first and you know your definitions. That's literally all you need to make sure that you can do. So, name the elements present in our hydrocarbon. Only, yes. Actually, it would be great if you put the word in there. Only hydrogen and carbon. Because that is actually part of the definition, that it's got only hydrogen and carbon. Then they tell you full structural formula of isobutane. Now, have you heard the word isobutane before?
No.
No.
Isolate.
Yeah, you can say that, but actually you don't. If you get a word that's weird, don't let it distract you. Okay, if you have never heard of isobutane, it's fine. They asking us for the IUPAC name, and that's all we need to do. So, guys, what is step 1? So we could go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Is there any way I can get longer than 3? So it's going to be 3. So is it even butane? No, what is it then? It's propane. But there's a group hanging on. What do we call this group? Where is the methyl? So 2 dash. Please remember, if you put the dashes in the wrong place, or you don't put it, it's wrong. 2 methyl